welcome back for another video. So today I am reviewing this Coca-Cola x Morphe Thirst for Life Artistry palette. I've also got the Glowing Places loose highlighter from this collection. This is the look. This is what the palette looks like. This is the shades inside the palette. So here are all the swatches for the palette. This is the color Fizz, Bubble Up, Recognized, The Real Thing, Awaken, Name Drop, Open Up, Cool Story, Always Bright, Good in Red, Pop Culture, Add Life, Happiness, Can Do, Move It, All the Feels, Energetic, Refreshing. So if you want to see how I created this look with this palette and highlighter, then just watch it. I want to create like a barrier so I don't take the eyeshadow out too far. I just wish they would have created a better shade range. So I'm basically creating, what is that? It's like a walking stick. I want to keep the center of my eye clear because I'm going to go in with a light color. Because I don't want my eyes to be too heavy. You don't want to take the color too high up. So you can see I've left a gap there because where I'm going to blend the eyeshadow out. That bit's going patchy, why? So next I'm gonna go in with the shade Good in Red, which is the darker shade right. I'm gonna just build the color up. I'm gonna use the same brush. I've just dusted most of the excess off from the brush from the previous color, and I'm gonna take in the shade Good in Red. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it right next to that original red. I'm gonna see if I can create a gradient. It's a very slight difference to the tones of red. Like this one is more of like a bright orangey tone of red, whereas this one is like a blood red. Like it's got like a bit of a blue undertone to it. And I'm making sure the two colors are blended. They're very similar to each other, but make sure they're just blended nicely together. Like so. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a different brush. I'm going to go in with this Morphe M506 brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade All the Feels, which is this brown, and I'm going to pack it right next to that red. It's a very chocolatey color. So what I'm doing is I'm just packing the color on now. I'm going to do all the blending after. So what I'm doing is while I add in that brown, I'm going to make sure that the red and the brown next to each other blend seamlessly together. And if you need to go back in and forth with the red and the brown, go ahead. So one of my tips I do is when I'm blending it in, I literally flick it like this. So the color is slowly, gradually blending with the other one. I'm not like mixing it like this. I'm flicking it. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with the shade Refreshing, which is just the corner, the dark one. And I'm going to go in with the same Morphe brush, the M506. Just going to pack all the colour now on the end. Does that look cute or no? It's a bit of an odd colour palette. It really irks me. I feel like Morphe got a bit lazy with the colours in the palette. Okay, next step. Let's blend it all together. Okay, I'm gonna take my Sigma E36 brush, a little fluffy one like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take each shade that I took originally, and I'm gonna slowly blend as I go along to make sure the whole top of the eye is perfectly blended. So I'm gonna start with Always Bright. Start on the line, don't go above the line. I would say 3/4 of the brush needs to be on the eyeshadow and the other quarter needs to be above the eyeshadow. That's the placement. See, when I blend this out, it's coming out pink. Why? Oh my hat. This palette's giving me a hard time. What do I do to you? Out of all the Morphe palettes that I have, I think this is my least favorite. So when I reach the end of the eye, I literally blend upwards like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend the other eye. And with a clean brush, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna make sure all those edges are blended out. And if any color does come off, you can go back in and just reinforce that color. These eyeshadows hurt my feelings. Let's do the inner corner of the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Recognize. This one right here. I'm gonna take this Peaches brush, the PC22. I'm taking this e.l.f. concealer. I'm just creating a clean corner. Especially when I'm doing a dark look, I like to always keep the inner part of my eye a little bit light so that my eyes don't feel like they're closing in. I think this palette would be perfect for people that only want to use like one shade or two shades here and there for a nice pop of color, bright color. But this palette is not good for those who like to create like a nice crazy look with 5 colors. Like, no, this is not your palette. Because they just don't blend well together. What do you think? It's a bit patchy there, but I can't fight with it no more. I'm tired. I'm tired. Just gonna have to do. I'm not even sorry. Let's take the tape off. Ooh. So when you take the tape off, you're gonna be stuck with these two little. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer and I'm gonna just take that same dark brown that I took at the end and I'm gonna take very lightly and I'm gonna blend it out to get rid of that sharp line. The reason I'm putting the concealer is because you want something for it to slide against. If you go on your bare skin, it's gonna come out a bit patchy or it won't have anything to blend against. So I'm gonna take this PC47 brush. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Refreshing. Very lightly, I'm gonna blend out that harsh line. I have finished doing most of the eyes. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go do the rest of my skin and I will be back to do the rest around the eyes and show you the highlighter. Okay, so I have finished my skin. I've put a little lipstick on. I've put some lashes on as well. And I'm just gonna finish the bottom now of my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna take the shade Always Bright, that first red shade that we took. And I'm gonna place it right in the center of my eye, so literally where my eyeball is. And then I'm gonna go in with that second red shade, Good in Red. And then I'm gonna go in with the dark shade straight away, in the shade Refreshing. Why they call a dark shade Refreshing? This color ain't refreshing me. And then I'm just gonna blend all that out quickly. Considering how many times I wanted to cry doing this eyeshadow look, it hasn't come out as bad. And what I want to do actually, I'm going to take the shade Cool Story, which is this blue one right here, and I'm going to place it on the inner corner of my eye and see if that pops. So I'm going to take this Morphe M152 brush. That red and that blue actually go cute together. Can you see? Mascara. Okay, so let's get into the highlighter. So this is what the highlighter looks like, just like this. I got it in the shade Pop It, and it's like bronzy kind of color. What color is that? You let me know. It is actually really bright. Wow. By the way, I'm using the PC17 brush by Peaches and Cream. That's actually a really pretty highlighter. It's a very bronzy shade, so this is good for people with like tan skin. They do come up with 3 different shades. So there is a light one, which is a really light champagne color. There's this one, and then there's a really dark, like a bronzy coppery type of color. So it's for fair, medium, and darker skin tones. Glad they thought about that. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. I actually love this highlighter. Thank you for giving me something good. So let's get into my thoughts and opinions on this all. Firstly, what I want to say about this palette is Morphe do other palettes with similar color range for the same price, and they do more shades in those palettes. So if you're going to spend your money on something, go look for a different Morphe palette. This is not the one. Okay, I feel like the shade range in this palette is so limited. They could have created more diverse shades. They could have added in a bottle green. They could have added in a black. The color of Coke is black. So that makes no sense to me. I feel like the looks you can do with this palette is so limited. The silvers in this palette are not good to build with. The colors in this palette is good if you want to do like a block color with a pop of glitter or like a pop of like a shimmer. It looks really, really nice, but it's not good if you want to build an entire bold look because the shades don't go together. I did a silver look right here. You can see I'll show you a little picture. And I used 5 shades in that look, and it literally came out looking like one block color. And I was so irritated. I thought, nah, I need to redo this look. The shadows are pigmented, and the glitters are very glittery. They're really, really cute tones of glitter. I just obviously wish they would have just been a bit more diverse. And I did find it was such a challenge for me to try and blend them together. Like, I find it really weird. Like, they were pigmented and they were soft to touch. And when you put on that color, it is popping. But the blendability, I give it a 6 out of 10. The highlighter is so nice. I actually rate this highlight. It looks stunning on the skin. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning. I have nothing bad to say about it. I really like this highlighter. They do set of lipsticks. I think they're liquid lipsticks. They look like they're glosses inside the image. They also do a sponge set, and they also do a face and eye brush set. Should you buy it? Don't waste your money, honey. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.